Young and Restless Shockwave, 5 couples who could change everything. Genoa City is heating up as the Young and the Restless teases 5 bold new pairings that could revive the show and ignite fan excitement. Meanwhile, Billy and Sally brace for a wave of backlash after Jack's sudden shutdown provokes a fierce response from the Newmans. And in a darker twist, Victor weaponizes Kane's AI project, turning it into his most dangerous tool yet, pushing Matt Clark to his breaking point. From romantic shakeups to corporate warfare and psychological unraveling, these storylines promise explosive drama that could reshape YNR's power map. Stay tuned, the fallout is just beginning. Welcome to Celebrity Gossip 24 Hours, where the drama unfolds and the stories captivate. Join us as we delve into the intriguing world of Young and the Restless, revealing the untold tales and hidden truths behind the headlines. Young and the Restless, 5 sizzling couples that could save YNR, bold pairings fans need to see. The Young and the Restless has always thrived on explosive chemistry, forbidden romance, and the kind of messy pairings that make fans argue for days. But lately, many viewers agree that the romance department in Genoa City needs a serious jolt. Between stalled relationships, predictable love triangles, and characters floating with no direction, the show is overdue for a fresh wave of passion and chaos. So today, we're breaking down 5 potential couples who could breathe new life into the canvas. These aren't rewrites or retellings of copyrighted stories, they're commentary-based predictions and creative pairings inspired by current character dynamics. If YNR leaned into even one of these combos, the soap could deliver the energy, rivalry, and unpredictability fans have been begging for. Let's dive in. 1. Adam Newman and Sally Spectra, a deserved second chance. For many fans, Adam and Sally aren't just another soap couple, they're lightning in a bottle. Their relationship didn't feel manufactured, nor was it rooted only in physical attraction. They shared ambition, vulnerability, a similar outsider energy, and a rare ability to understand each other when no one else would. Yet somewhere along the way, that spark was sidelined. Other romances were pushed, storylines shifted, and what felt like a powerhouse pairing was dismantled before reaching its full potential. But here's the thing. The door for Adam and Sally is still wide open. Fans haven't forgotten the chemistry. The characters haven't forgotten the connection. And the current direction on screen leaves both of them at a crossroads, one that could naturally pull them back into each other's orbit. A reunion wouldn't just make shippers happy. It would reignite story potential across the board. Victor would have opinions, strong ones. Nick would get drawn back into the rivalry. Chloe would absolutely implode. And Sally herself would finally feel central again instead of drifting. In short, this reunion has ratings win written all over it. 2. Chelsea Lawson and Holden Novak, chaotic, sexy, unpredictable. If Adam returns to Sally, that leaves Chelsea single, and ready for a fresh, fiery storyline. Enter Holden. Holden arrived with mystery, swagger, and the kind of calculated charm that makes him dangerous in the best possible soap way. He's mellowed somewhat, but under that surface, he's still a schemer with a shadowy past. And Chelsea? She's no stranger to trouble, games, or temptation. Put them together, and you get a pairing that could shake up the Abbott and Newman power dynamics. Push Chelsea back into fun, mischievous territory. Give Holden a real romantic anchor outside of business plots. Deliver the kind of unpredictability viewers love. This duo could be messy. They could be destructive. They could be addictive. And above all, they'd be entertaining, something Chelsea desperately needs right now. 3. Audra Charles and Billy Abbott, high voltage and zero filters. Billy and Audra share something rare, unapologetic ambition. Billy wants legacy, respect, and a chance to finally outrun his own worst impulses. Audra wants influence, wealth, and control, and she's willing to bulldoze anyone to get it. Picture this pairing. Two climbers teaming up to dominate the business world. Two schemers who can't decide whether to fight, kiss, or sabotage each other. Two passionate characters who reflect each other's flaws and desires. They'd be toxic one day, magnetic the next, and absolute fire every time they share a scene. Plus, this pairing would unleash ripple effects. Lily's jaw would drop. Nate wouldn't know if he should warn someone or grab popcorn. And Tucker? He'd absolutely lose it. Billy plus Audra could rewrite the power map of Genoa City overnight. For Summer Newman and Theo Vanderway, the troublemaking return YNR needs. If the show wants big shakeups, real shakeups, a Summer comeback is the first step. But bringing her back alone is only half the story. Bringing her back with Theo, now that is drama. The two were fun and explosive in the past, but imagine them returning as a real, committed couple. Or a fake couple plotting revenge. Or two troublemakers pretending to be in love just to wind up Kyle. Any version would work. The potential here is huge. Kyle would freak out on day one. Audra wouldn't love Theo sniffing around. Claire would suddenly have competition. And Jack would have a meltdown trying to referee the cousins, again. Plus, Theo and Summer together bring something YNR has been missing, youthful chaos rooted in family tension. Their return could ignite a dozen storylines without breaking a sweat. 5. Kyle Abbott and Lola Rosales, a heartfelt reunion with real stakes. With Claire not ready for a relationship and Kyle spinning in romantic confusion, another option becomes clear. Bring back Lola. Lola grounded Kyle in ways few others ever have. She challenged him, humbled him, and refused to be dazzled by wealth or status. Their relationship felt refreshing because Lola was the one woman who didn't buy into the Kyle Abbott charm package. A return could serve multiple purposes. Rebuild Kyle into a more layered character. Reintroduce a grounded, hardworking heroine YNR sorely lacks. Create a triangle with Claire that doesn't rely on cliches. Offer Summer a major emotional challenge and possible redemption arc. And if Lola returns as the new head chef at Society? Even better, she'd have an instant character home, instant story, and instant conflict. This pairing could easily turn into a slow-burn emotional centerpiece, balancing the wilder romances on this list. Final thoughts: YNR needs bold moves, and these couples deliver. It's no secret that The Young and the Restless is strongest when characters collide romantically and emotionally in unexpected ways. These 5 potential pairings offer heat, chaos, heartbreak, drama, fresh arcs, fan engagement, and storytelling momentum the show urgently needs. Whether it's Adam and Sally's unfinished business, Audra and Billy's dangerous chemistry, or the explosive return of Summer, Theo, and Lola, these combos could revitalize the show and bring back the spark longtime viewers say has faded. If YNR wants a revival, this is the way. Today's next update. YNR News: Billy and Sally brace for blowback as Jack's big shutdown sparks Newman retaliation. The tension between the Newmans and Abbotts is reaching a dangerous boiling point, and the next move in this corporate chess match may leave Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra caught directly in the crossfire. While Jack Abbott believes he's making the only logical play to protect his family and his company, the fallout from his decision could put everything Billy and Sally have worked for at risk. Jack Abbott goes nuclear to protect Jabot. With an aggressive digital threat looming over Jabot, Jack sees only one viable option: pull the plug before Victor Newman can strike. In his view, taking the entire Jabot system offline for several months is a painful but necessary sacrifice to prevent outside infiltration from an advanced AI program that could devastate their business. Jack's gamble is simple: temporary shutdown, long-term stability. But even he knows this move is loaded with consequences. Jabot's finances, its partners, its product development, all of it is now frozen. The company is essentially in a coma, and the longer it stays offline, the harder it will be to revive. Still, Jack is convinced the alternative would be far worse. In his mind, Victor's scheme is too dangerous to ignore. What Jack doesn't see coming is that disabling one battlefield might ignite another. Victor Newman plots his next strike. Victor Newman is a master strategist, patient when necessary, ruthless when it counts, and always several steps ahead. Jack's shutdown might block one path, but Victor is already scouting others, and the whispers around Genoa City suggest he's setting a new target: Billy and Sally's burgeoning venture, Abbott Communications. Victor may not have succeeded in getting Jill Abbott to withdraw funding, but that setback won't stop him. If anything, it gives him even more incentive to make a statement. And at the center of that statement? The one thing Victor thrives on: public humiliation delivered with precision timing. With the launch party for Abbott Communications approaching, Victor sees the perfect opportunity to strike where the Abbotts least expect it. Billy and Sally celebrate. Too soon. For now, Billy and Sally are hopeful and energized. Their joint project represents a fresh start for both of them. Billy is finally stepping out of the family's shadow, and Sally is reclaiming her creative momentum after a string of setbacks. The launch party should symbolize triumph. Instead, it may become ground zero for Newman retaliation. Rumors swirl that Adam Newman, always a wild card, could stumble onto a vulnerability in Billy and Sally's setup. Whether intentionally or accidentally, he might become the trigger that Victor uses to unleash chaos. And if Victor decides to deploy the same AI weapon he originally aimed at Jabot, Abbott Communications may not even survive its first day. The domino effect of Jack's decision. Jack believes he bought himself time. In reality, he may have opened the door for Victor to target the people around him rather than the company he shut down. Victor is known for punishing those he believes have slighted him, and making an example out of Billy, one of Jack's biggest soft spots, would send a clear warning. If Abbott Communications collapses before it truly begins, Billy and Sally would shoulder the blame, the financial hit, and the humiliation. Their careers, confidence, and partnership could fracture under the pressure. Meanwhile, Jack would have to confront the brutal truth: protecting Jabot might cost him his brother's dream. What comes next? If Victor chooses revenge over reconciliation, the Abbotts are in for a storm. Billy and Sally could lose everything before they even get their brand off the ground, and Jack may have to reassess whether his bold shutdown was a triumph or a catastrophic miscalculation. One thing is clear: the Newman-Abbott war is far from over, and the next round may leave lasting damage. Today's next update. YNR News: Victor turns Kane's AI into his most lethal weapon, and Matt Clark finally cracks under pressure. The war in Genoa City has officially entered a new and dangerous stage. What began as personal hostility has now escalated into a high-stakes technological showdown, one that could permanently shift the power balance among the Newmans, the Abbotts, and Matt Clark's shadowy empire. December 4's developments prove one thing: Victor Newman is done playing defense. In a move no one expected, Victor took control of Kane's stolen AI system and transformed it into a digital missile aimed directly at Matt. And while Victor's strike was calculated and surgical, the effect on Matt was explosive. The man who thrived on manipulation and psychological control suddenly found his empire flickering beneath him, and with it, his grip on Noah and Sienna. This was the day Matt Clark finally cracked. Victor deploys his new weapon, and Matt feels the hit instantly. Victor has been in countless battles over the years, but this moment marks a new chapter. Rather than using blackmail or brute force, he leaned fully into futuristic warfare. With Kane's AI under his command, Victor launched a digital ambush designed to destabilize Matt's accounts, back-channel revenue streams, and the systems he relies on to maintain power. Victor's intent wasn't to destroy Matt immediately, but to rattle him, corner him, and force him to make mistakes. As soon as Victor's tech team confirmed they had invaded Matt's network, he prepared the full strike. To Victor, the message was simple. You took something from my family, and now I'm taking everything from you. Matt spirals as Noah and Sienna sense his weakness. While Victor launched his digital assault from a position of calm, Matt reacted with the opposite. His world has been held together by secrets, fear, and obsessive control, but the cracks have been showing for weeks. Victor just widened them. Inside a dingy space where he'd cornered Noah and Sienna, Matt's behavior tipped from manipulative to chaotic. The shift was immediate and unmistakable. His confidence vanished. His temper detonated. His threats became erratic and desperate. The more pressure Victor applied from afar, the more Matt's mask slipped. And Noah saw it instantly. For the first time, the power imbalance reversed. Matt wasn't a calculating villain anymore, he was a man unraveling. That recognition became Noah's opportunity. With Matt distracted by digital alarms and his own spiraling rage, Noah flipped the script. His counterattack, bold, fast, and perfectly timed, destabilized Matt further. What followed wasn't just an escape. It was a total collapse of Matt's control. Noah and Sienna make their break, Matt watches his power shatter. In the whirlwind of Matt's meltdown, Noah and Sienna seized their chance. They bolted from the storage room, raced through the dark underbelly of Matt's operation, grabbed whatever evidence and cash they could, and fled into the night. It was the first time Matt had truly lost them, not just physically, but psychologically. And the moment he realized they were gone, he snapped. Matt's phone lit up with Victor's AI infiltration notice, proof that his systems were compromised, and that was the moment everything fell apart. The empire he'd constructed from manipulation, fear, and digital secrecy began collapsing in real time. That combination of personal failure and financial implosion pushed him into a fury that even his closest allies couldn't manage. Why this twist matters, Victor just shifted the entire war. Victor didn't just strike Matt. He outmaneuvered him on a battlefield Matt thought he owned. Kane's AI gives Victor unprecedented reach, the ability to strip an enemy of resources, disrupt communication networks, and dismantle operations with the press of a button. By wielding it against Matt, he redefined the fight. This is no longer about intimidation. It's not about who can outsmart whom in a back room. It's about total control of the digital landscape that Matt relied on. And nothing terrifies a man like Matt more than losing his infrastructure. This wasn't just a win for Victor. It was the exposure of Matt's biggest flaw. Behind the alias, behind the bravado, behind the threats, he was always one push away from collapse. The fallout, Matt's reign is crumbling. After Noah contacted Nick and Victor unleashed the full AI offensive, the consequences slammed into Matt simultaneously. He lost access to key accounts. His network began disintegrating. His last hold over Noah and Sienna evaporated. And for the first time, he showed fear. The game has changed. The hunter is now the hunted, and Victor is calling every shot. Matt Clark just entered the most dangerous stage of all, the stage where the enemy knows he's vulnerable. And Victor Newman isn't done yet. For more of the latest updates and behind-the-scenes secrets from Young and the Restless, make sure to hit subscribe and ring that bell. Stay in the know with every new release.